Tan France opens up about his acting debut and the extra effort behind it. British-American fashion designer and television personality Tan France has recently revealed the extraordinary lengths he had to go to for his highly anticipated acting debut. Best known for his work on the hit Netflix series Queer Eye alongside Karamo Brown, Jonathan Van Ness, and Antoni Porowski, Tan has already solidified his place as a beloved figure in the world of fashion and reality TV. However, stepping into the world of scripted acting presented an entirely new set of challenges for the 41-year-old. France made his acting debut in the comedy series Deli Boys, which is produced by Hulu. He appeared in the show's 6th episode as a British cousin, and while the role may seem like a natural extension of his British heritage, France admitted that it required him to make significant adjustments to his voice, accent, and even physical mannerisms. In a candid interview with People, France opened up about the intense preparation and emotional toll that the role demanded, confessing that the experience was far from easy, especially when it came to the prospect of his Queer Eye co-stars seeing his performance. A new challenge for Tan France. Tan France's transition from reality TV to scripted acting wasn't something he took lightly. While he has become known for his sharp fashion sense, charming personality, and insightful advice on Queer Eye, acting demanded a completely different skill set. France explained that he had to adopt a whole new approach to his craft, embodying the nuances of his character down to the smallest detail. "On this show, I'm not just acting. I'm doing a character actor's job," France said. "My voice is not the same, my accent's a completely different accent to my accent. It's British, but it's a very London accent. That's not my accent at all." France, who originally hails from Doncaster, England, has a distinct Northern English accent. To portray his character convincingly, he had to adopt a more polished London accent, which he admitted was one of the most difficult aspects of the role. "It's not easy to change the way you speak, especially when it's something so deeply ingrained in you," he shared. "I had to practice a lot, working with a coach to really nail the specific sounds and inflections." Beyond the vocal work, France also had to alter his physical presence. The character he portrays in Deli Boys has a completely different posture and walk from France's natural style. "I'm walking in a very different way. It's a very violent character, so I'm doing stunts. Everything about it is so intimidating for me to have my castmates see," he admitted. France emphasized that the role pushed him well outside of his comfort zone. "I've never done stunts before, and suddenly I'm in these action scenes where I'm expected to be tough and aggressive," he said. "That's so far removed from who I am in real life." Facing his Queer Eye co-stars' reactions. One of the biggest sources of anxiety for France wasn't just the physical and vocal changes required for the role, it was the thought of his Queer Eye castmates seeing him in a completely different light. France, Brown, Van Ness, Porowski, and Bobby Berk have formed a close-knit bond since the reboot of Queer Eye premiered in 2018. The idea of stepping into the role of a tough, violent character and having his friends see him in that new context was nerve-wracking for France. "I'm so used to them seeing me as the fashion expert, the guy who helps people feel better about themselves through style," France said. "So the idea of them seeing me in this totally different role, where I'm angry and doing stunts, it's a bit terrifying." France shared that his co-stars have been supportive of his decision to branch out into acting. "Jonathan has been especially encouraging," he said. "He's told me from the beginning that I should go for it and not worry about what anyone else thinks." Despite his nerves, France said he ultimately feels proud of the work he put into the role. "It's not easy to step into a whole new world, especially one as tough as acting. But I'm really glad I did it. I learned so much about myself and what I'm capable of," he said. Preparing for the role. France didn't take the process of preparing for his acting debut lightly. He worked with a dialect coach to perfect his London accent, studied the physicality of his character, and even took part in stunt training to ensure he could convincingly portray the more intense action scenes. "I wanted to get it right," France explained. "I didn't want to just show up and hope for the best. I put in the work because I respect the craft of acting, and I wanted to do justice to the character." France also credited the cast and crew of Deli Boys for helping him feel more comfortable on set. Sagar Sheikh, Porna Jagannathan, Asif Ali, and Alfie Fuller were all so welcoming, he said. "They made me feel like I belonged even though I was definitely the newbie." Overcoming the fear of judgment. France admitted that one of the hardest parts of the process was overcoming his fear of being judged, both by his peers and the public. "When you're known for one thing, people tend to put you in a box," he said. "I knew that stepping into acting would open me up to criticism, but I decided I wasn't going to let that stop me." France said that learning to trust himself was key. "There were moments where I thought, What am I doing? I'm not an actor. But then I reminded myself that it's okay to try something new. Growth happens when you step outside your comfort zone. What's next for Tan France? Now that he's dipped his toes into acting, France isn't ruling out future roles. I don't know if I'll pursue acting full-time, he said. Fashion is still my first love. But I'm open to exploring more opportunities if the right project comes along. France hinted that he might even be interested in combining his two passions. A fashion-centered movie or show could be fun, he said with a smile. Maybe something where I get to design the costumes too. For now, France is content to celebrate his successful acting debut. It's been a wild ride, but I'm proud of myself for taking the leap, he said. And who knows, maybe this is just the beginning. About Deli Boys. Deli Boys is a comedy drama series that explores the lives of two brothers, played by Sagar Sheikh and Asif Ali, who inherit their family's deli business after the sudden death of their father. The series delves into the challenges they face as they try to keep the business afloat while navigating their complicated family dynamics. France's character, the British cousin, adds an intriguing layer to the storyline, bringing both comedic and dramatic moments to the series. His performance has already garnered positive feedback from critics and viewers alike. With his successful transition from reality star to actor, Tan France has proven that he's more than just a fashion expert. He's a multi-talented performer with a bright future ahead.